Rules, laws, regulations, guidelines, these can all represent accumulated wisdom. I mean, that's why we have them, right? They're meant to be the distilled moral reasoning of generations before us. And that applies to everything from the laws of society to our training plans and running. I mean, there's a reason why we have long runs and speed work and rest days incorporated into our training plan. And it's because historically we know that that's what works. And then with the laws, I mean, we follow the speed limit to help keep us and other people safe. It is illegal to have an open flame in these mountains during the dry months so that we don't burn the forest to the ground. These rules and laws and guidelines and regulations, they all help build frameworks that prevent us from needing to reinvent the wheel every time we need to make a decision. And they also help protect us against our own biases and momentary desires. But Ian McGilchrist, he said that creating a list of ethical rules does not make you ethical or good. And so what is it? If we want to be a good person, should we follow the law or should we follow our conscience? Or is there something in between? I think it's obvious that we can't throw out the rules and laws and regulations of society today, even if they seem pointless. The speed limit might seem arbitrary to you in the moment, but it was designed that way by urban planners and safety experts that have knowledge that you don't have. Adherence to these laws and the established order of things can be prudent rather than lazy. But we can't blindly follow the laws and rules and regulations of everything either. Your training plan might be designed perfectly for the person that wants to run a 3:15 marathon, but the tightness in your Achilles should determine your run tomorrow much more than your training plan that says you need to be doing 4 2-mile repeats at threshold pace. Some of the greatest horrors in human history were carried out by people that were just following orders or just obeying the law. Slavery was legal and religiously condoned for centuries. Forced sterilization under eugenics that was upheld by the Supreme Court allowed doctors to sterilize people without their consent because the law said it was for the public good. And the Holocaust was carried out through legally sanctioned government policy. The obvious answer here, I think, is the right one. And that's that rules, laws, regulations, guidelines, they're all supposed to serve as a baseline. But our personal morality needs to be much more than merely what is permitted and not permitted by the law. Because whether we like it or not, we remain morally responsible for our actions even when we're just following orders. I was told to, or I was just obeying orders, does not cleanse your hands. You cannot outsource your moral responsibility. In my opinion, this all serves as a warning about moral atrophy. Just like you need to run in order to stay fit, our moral reasoning weakens and atrophies over time if we do not use it. If we're not personally wrestling with these hard questions, then we're going to lose our capacity to recognize when the rules themselves are wrong. We are going to lose our capacity for moral reasoning. And that, in my opinion, is one of the greatest skills we can develop as humans: moral discernment. This argument gets even stronger when we look at the wisdom traditions. In Christianity, we have Jesus, who was constantly critical of the rule following when it was divorced from moral substance. Jesus was very critical of the Pharisees, who followed the religious law meticulously. He called them whitewashed tombs. They were outwardly righteous, but inwardly they were corrupt. His ethics emphasized the spirit of the law over the letter of the law. According to Jesus, compassion and love should be the animating forces behind how we interpret and apply rules and laws. Buddha urged his followers to never accept his teachings based on tradition, scripture, or authority alone, but to test them through personal experience and reason. In Taoism, we have Lao Tzu. Lao Tzu wrote a beautiful section in the Tao Te Ching that I think illustrates this better than anything. He wrote, "When the Tao is lost, there is goodness. When goodness is lost, there is kindness. When kindness is lost, there is justice. When justice is lost, there is ritual." Each step represents a fall from the one before. When we are relying on rituals and rules, that means that we have forgotten how to naturally be good. That is not the goal. That is a sign of moral decay. The problem here isn't having rules and laws. We need rules and laws. The problem here is when we treat the existence of those rules and laws as our personal moral justification. It's the law, or that's our policy, should be the beginning of our moral inquiry, not the end. We continue to remain morally responsible for how we interpret laws, when to comply, and when to resist. Taking this back to running, will you be able to show up on race day ready to take full responsibility for your performance? Or will you be ready to use your training plan as a scapegoat and blame your training plan, saying that you just did what you were told? Similarly, will we look back on this moment in history and say that we were just following orders, we were just obeying the law? Or will we be able to say, we acted in good conscience, according to our own conscience, and we led with kindness and love and compassion? I hope today was interesting and thought-provoking. If it was, I hope you'll stick around and I'll catch you in the next video.